yeah, just a little update on the bedroom tank. Just done a water change with cold water, only at 20%, but yeah, I've had to put so much hiding places in this tank because I've got the two females in now, and they literally hate each other, and the male can be super rough on them. You know, on one in particular, even though he spawns with both. There's his female, and there's the other one. But you can see the difference. Where he spawned a few times with the one that's coloured up, that's in breeding dress, she used to be the bigger one. And where this one's only ever spawned once, she's caught up in size now, if not a tiny bit bigger. So yeah, it does take it out of them when they spawn when they're small. And well, of all the fish that I've had, I know people say it stunts the growth. I haven't found that to be the case long term. I've just found they grow slower because they put so much into laying eggs and that. And not to mention that once they spawn, a lot of the time they go off their food and that. Their whole focus is protecting the fry. But yeah, these are a pretty fish. Colouring on these, the camera don't do it justice. But yeah, I'm getting a new species hopefully. Hopefully today. I've got to do a bit of a trek to get them. And you've got all this crap at the minute with COVID where you're not meant to go out and all this, unless it's exercise. Well, lifting a big poly box filled up with water, I'll definitely count that as exercise. But yeah, I've got to travel I think it's about a 60-70 mile round trip. But I won't say what it is yet until I get them. But yeah, hopefully I'll have some spawning out of them. Put some of them into more of them into the hobby because they are endangered. But yeah, I'm literally just down. I've only got well, although I've got fry tanks going, I mean actual tanks. I've got just the free running at the minute. I've got this one. I've got the big tank in my front room, then one that's nearly 8 foot, and then I've got well, it's the exact same as the 8 foot one, but a smaller version of it. It's a metre by 15 by 15, but it's made by the same people and that made at the same time. But yeah, what I'll be doing is I'll be putting the new fish into here because this is 4 foot, 4 by I think it's 15 by 18 or something. No, actually it's taller than that. It's about it's 240 litres anyway. So I think it's 421.15 or something like that. But yeah, the ones I'm getting will go into here just because there's more of them. Whereas these will be going into the 1 metre tank. I mean, these are only small anyway. The biggest, the male's probably 4-inch push. And that's because they've got like all the finnage and that on them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some more fish. But like I said, yeah, I'm trying to keep the tank numbers quite low now. I mean, it was ridiculous at one point. I had like 13 tanks plus fry tubs and all that. But yeah, having kids puts a stop to that. But yeah, these are the Rio de Oro Islanum. I've had to the tank that I shut down, which was the fluvial fluvial Osaka 320, the 4x2x18. I sold that the other day. I had a bit of a pain in the arse turn up for it. Sold it on eBay. I just wanted to get rid of it. Like I wanted it out, save me having to move it and all that. So I put it up cheap, £80, full setup, external filter, light, everything else, cabinet. Anyway, the person turned up. They wanted it for it to put gerbils in. Then when they've turned up, moved it all the way out into their car, and then they said they didn't want the cabinet, so I'm going to have to get rid of that myself, which was half the reason why I put it up cheap, was just to get rid of it quick. Because I'm moving from this place to a bigger place. So, I mean, still in the same area, about 3 miles up the road, but just to a place with a garden and all that. So anyway, the bloke's turned up, got it all the way down the stairs and all that into his car. Then once it's in there, he's already bought it on eBay through PayPal, paid and everything before he's turned up. Then when he's got it in the car, I think it's because he dropped his end as well. I mean, it didn't break, but I wouldn't want to put water in it afterwards. But I mean, he's got it for gerbils, so it's not really a biggie to him. But I think he was hoping it was going to break, because looking back on it, I think he done it on purpose. Because when we got it to the car, he put it in and he's gone, I don't think I can take it. I've gone, what do you mean? He goes, oh, it's bigger than I thought. I said, mate, I'll put the exact measurements in the description. So anyway, oh no, my missus will kill me and all that. So I've gone, mate, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, I goes, if I hadn't put the measurements in, fair enough. I goes, but at the end of the day, I'm not taking it back. Not after I've just carried it down the stairs with you and everything else. Anyway, he was like, well, if you're not going to take it back, I'll have to. So yeah, all right, see you later. But yeah, you get some right pricks on eBay. That's the reason why I hate using eBay. But the problem is you have to, because like Spock and Gumtree and all that, and the classifieds, Queries classifieds, they're alright if you want to find fish and that. But for things like tanks and all that, it's so slow to sell anything. Do you know what I mean? And what I didn't want to do is be moving to the new place and taking a load of tanks with me that I was never intended on using anyway. So I was practically giving the stuff away. This tank I'll be keeping, just because of the fact I don't mind the cabinet and that on this. Although it's MDF or pressboard if you're American, it's really thick as opposed to like the Fluval one. I've got, funnily enough, the last two tanks I've got rid of, the Fluval Roma 240. The person's turned up for that. They didn't want the stand, but it was a young fella. He's a right nice kid as it goes. He come back and got some fish off me and all that. But yeah, total contrast to the last person who come like this. Like, he was from up north somewhere, but he lived just down the road from me. And yeah, like I said, he wanted it for gerbils. So yeah, a bit of a weird one. But yeah, I'm out in loads of this stuff. I should have moved out this Friday gone, but the place I'm moving into, the people haven't left there yet, so it's just been held up a bit. But it's not really that much of a problem. It's going to be a pain in the arse, because you know what I mean, I've still got to do all the stuff with moving the tanks and that, but I'm getting one of them trolleys that go up and down the stairs, so it'll make moving that 8 foot so much easier. Well, that's a custom made tank. It's got like a 20mm base on it, so it's a bit of a pain in the arse. But I've got a cabinet being made for that. Well, not a cabinet, a stand with gonna have like wood on the front that clips on and off with magnets. But because otherwise my baby, where he's just starting to walk now, he keeps going over trying to grab the external filters underneath. So that's all I need, is for him to grab that and me not notice that he's, you know what I mean, pulled it loose or something. You come back and there's an 8 foot emptied out on your floor. So yeah, that's all being done at the minute. I've paid the person already and that, they're just making it up for us. But yeah, I'm going to be moving. My missus has moved anyway. It's she's been got a 2-bed place just down the road from me. So I've been having to stay there for the time being, on and off. I mean, I've been here most of the time, but I stayed 2 nights last week around there. But in the back of my mind, I don't like leaving the tanks, just in case anything ever goes wrong. I've had it before where I was in bed once at night, and I was just drifting off, and I heard a noise like air being sucked in. Anyway, I got up and looked, and one of the filter hoses had come loose slightly, but water was just dripping out because I could hear the air getting into it. Anyway, I mean, luckily, I caught it right as it happened. But I mean, if I hadn't have been there, that would have, like, within no time at all, that would have actually come off. And it was the return as well, so that would have just pumped a whole lot into the floor. And the intake from the filter was cut ½ inch off the base of the tank, so it would have literally took it all the way down. But yeah, so in the back of my mind, whenever I stay out, I've got this, you know what I mean, sense of dread that comes over me when I think something might go wrong. Not to mention as well with cichlids, where I've got pairs and that, the males, even though you put hiding places in, sometimes I don't know what's wrong with the females. They will literally just go up, like shoot up and down the tank with the male chasing them. You know what I mean? I've had it before where, I mean, luckily because I was there, I caught it in time, but it's happened with a few of the fish I've had. Once with dove, yeah, and what had happened was the pot that she had, the male had actually managed to flip the pot over. And I mean, luckily I caught that in time, but she got a bit of a kicking, but she was fine. But yeah, I don't like leaving them unattended for any great periods of time. I don't mind going out. Obviously, I have to go out during the day and that, but the whole from the evening time I'm indoors. Well, you got COVID now, so you can't go to the pub anyway. But I mean, I stopped going to the pub and all that from before my missus got pregnant. So yeah, I mean, it's handy where she's got her own place and I've got my own place. It means more. I could have more tanks if I wanted to, but then I've got my boy that comes. I mean, he's going to be staying some of the nights with me, so obviously I can't have it like that. So yeah, I'm too set in my own ways. I need my own place. I can't live under someone else's roof. But it's just the rent for it was too much. You know what I mean? For a 2-bedroom place, I'm paying £1,300 a month. So yeah, not great. The place I'm moving to is only £1,000 a month, so you know what I mean, a lot more affordable. I know it don't sound like much, £300, but that's £300 a month that could be spent on something else. Then on top of that, you've got all the amenities and all that. But yeah, it's a far cry from how it was 2 years ago. If you look at my old videos where I've got like 13 different tanks with some of them like 722s, 622s, all that sort of shit. So yeah, yeah, I'm just literally trying to get rid of some stuff. But I've had people on eBay messaging me about the tank. Now don't forget, as I put up for £80, it was designed. I put it up there for that price just so I had a hassle-free deal go through with it. Do you know what I mean? The Fluval Roma tank I sold was in much better condition, the 240. Whereas this one had some scratches and that on it. It was only for my fish room, so I weren't too fussed. I mean, it's fully watertight, they all are. But what it was I had people like with this, my stupid questions. I always put on there, you know what I mean, will not ship. It's a glass tank. I'm not doing that. Yeah, and apart from that, the price of it, because of the weight, would be ridiculous. I must have had 10 people messaging me, will you post? It's like, would you expect me to do? How do you expect me to post it? It's like, okay, you send a courier. If they want to come and pick it up, yeah, you're welcome to. Do you know what I mean? I said, but the risk is on you. If it breaks in transit, that's your problem. Do you know what I mean? But nah, you just get so many weirdos on eBay. Really, really like strange people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've met some, you know what I mean, alright people with that I'm still in touch with at the minute through selling fish stuff to do with fish and that on eBay, but 95% of them are just weirdos. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've still got some bits up there at the minute for sale, and well, I dread it. I've got it on someone else's account as well, and they forward me the messages as they come in, and every time I get one that comes up, you know what I mean, I'm like, oh, what now? What are they going to ask me? Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the questions as well. Can you put fish in it? I was like, well, it's a fish tank, so yeah. I mean, do you mean it's watertight? Well, no, is it big enough for fish? It's like, oh, mate, look, can't you see the pictures of the tank? It's still filled at the minute, so clearly it's watertight. I said, and two, it's a fish tank. What else would you put in it? I don't understand what you're... Do you know what I mean? People like, you put a pair of... I put some trainers up on there, a pair of black Louboutins, Christian Louboutins. Anyway, black Christian Louboutins in the title. About 3 different people messaged me. What colour are they? It's like, what colour are the black Louboutin trainers? And it's like, the thing is as well, normally I just wouldn't answer people like that, but then you get, because it's in someone else's account, they're like, oh, I don't want it to affect, you know what I mean, because they start putting down you haven't responded, you start getting prompts from eBay. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate, just put refer to the title, you know what I mean, or see the description. But I don't know if people are doing it on purpose, like they're half trolls, or whether people are really that stupid. But yeah, you get some right weirdos. Sorry about the rant, but I'm just still in total disbelief with some of the shit that people ask me on there. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I get it, like, if I didn't put stuff in the title, I'd get it. Do you know what I mean? Or if people asking about the condition, because a lot of time you can't see things like scratches on tanks and that until you're up close. But I always put as described, totally as in description, because otherwise people are going to turn up, especially if they're paid in advance on PayPal. Do you know what I mean? And they get there and it's not as described. They're going to say, no, I don't want it, and I don't want them wasting my time, and I don't want to waste their time. Then I've got to relist it and everything else. So I'll try and be as accurate with the description. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's very tedious. This is the reason why I took so long in getting around to doing it. But yeah, rant over. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'll be posting another video in the next few days anyway, once I've got a new fish. I mean, hopefully it's happening, but I'm buying them off of a mate. So it depends when they've got the time and all that, and because of all this crap with COVID and all that, it does make it a bit difficult getting to and from places, because where I'm going isn't in London. Yeah, it's quite a fair way out of London. So I don't know what the police around there are like for stopping cars and all that sort of crap and asking you what you're doing and that. I mean, it's quite simple. You can't get a fine if you get stopped and say, "Oh, I left my medication. I left my medication in someone's car," and yeah, I've had to go and pick it up. Do you know what I mean? They can't ask you all what medication or anything because that's medical in confidence. So they're not your doctor. So it's only people who are scared of the police and literally turn around and tell them, you know what I mean, exactly what they're doing. Oh no, you can't lie to police. It's like, well, that's all they do is lie to you. So yeah, like so many of them I see breaching, you know what I mean, the same like, stuff that they're trying to enforce to do with all this COVID stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I'll do this video hopefully within the next couple of days. If I haven't, it means I didn't end up picking them up. So it might be next weekend if not. But I hope it is, because yeah, I mean, although it is a bit silly for me to get them because I've then got to move the tank, but I'm going to have to do that anyway. So it's not really that much of a biggie, and especially seeing as they'd be going in this, it's not exactly a hard. I mean, when you're used to moving 7-foot tanks, 8-foot tanks, 6-foot tanks, things like 4-foot seem like a minor. I get these in on my own, and I'm getting them up a flight of stairs as well, the tank and the cabinet. So yeah, all I'll do, I've got one of them trolleys. I'll stick it on now, and then I'll just drag it backwards up the stairs. Put a bungee rope around it, hold it in place, and then I have to drag it up. Yeah, I wonder the neighbours think I'm mental, but well, I suppose there's an argument for that as well. But nah, yeah, cheers.